Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, as we say at the radio station back in the day, because we were on the internet and we knew that people from all around the world could be tuning in, not just the local audience. What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay, streaming when I didn't think I'd be streaming, but we didn't get clobbered tonight. So the question is, what exactly... We'll probably get clobbered tomorrow. The question is how much. It's not if, it's when and how much. So when that happens, I will most likely just be doing videos, because however tired I am, I'm going to do bits and pieces of videos, because the flexibility of videos is one of the things that makes videos really cool, in that you can work on them when you don't have the time to put together, say, a big stream or something. I don't want to be racing in here, barely get going, and then, oh yeah, I got to get to sleep now. So we'll see how all this works out and things along those lines. So we are here largely to talk about YouTube versus Twitch, online media's proxy culture showdown. Kind of a nicer way of saying proxy war. But if you know anything about Cold War philosophy, or what the US government did during the Cold War in terms of the clash with the Soviet Union, then you'll know about proxy wars. There was basically the US and the USSR took a side and backed one of the two sides in various wars in various countries. Then it was basically capitalism versus communism, but not directly. So I'm kind of parodying that with regards to the cultures between YouTube and Twitch and how they relate to one another in today's world. So I brought up this idea on Asmongold's Twitter, kind of responding to something he said a couple of months ago. He'll probably think I'm nuts for bringing this back up. But it's one of those things where, let's just bring up a browser here. It's one of those things where you have to take a stand and you have to really think about what it is that you're saying with this kind of stuff. So back in the summer, he talked about disappointing to see so many naive and impressionable people buy into the whole YouTubers versus streamers thing. It's not real. Entire thing was created by drama-hungry content creators so they can talk about a conflict that they invented. Now, here's the issue. This I think was in response to something that was going on with Keemstar at the time, but little did Asmongold realize he stumbled upon a very sensitive issue that relates to a lot of people and how they look at online media. And that's the reason why I keep reiterating again Twitch streamers, YouTubers, as well as the culture between Twitch and YouTube. Because what we have here is what I responded to around here. Circling back around to this topic, as a longtime YouTuber, it is definitely concerning that people are giving bad advice by looking at YouTube through the lens of Twitch. I'll gladly take up the cause of helping people see through the misinformation out there. Now, this is a very serious thing, because, as we know, YouTube has their algorithms. The algorithms do all kinds of bizarre things. One of those bizarre things that they're doing to me right now is just about every single day, there's at least one video on my front page about somebody either leaving Twitch or leaving the Twitch affiliate program. And I don't know how to shut down your account, things along those lines. Cold ones at the ready. The thing I hate about this thing is it looks like I'm puckering up every time. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. Maybe I should just put the mic up higher or something. Whatever, man. So here's the thing. There's an ongoing problem with people viewing YouTube through the lens of Twitch. And what this misinformation is doing is it's making people more upset than they need to be. It's working people up when it shouldn't be, and it may be turning people away from content creation, streaming, what have you, when it shouldn't. And that's why I'm talking about this kind of stuff. That's why I'm making a big deal out of it, because it's a regular thing. And I've seen content creator after content creator after content creator, commentator after commentator after commentator, who is more on Team Purple's side of this whole thing. This is not a fabricated conflict. I've been seeing them doing the exact same things over and over again. The latest thing that I'm seeing the Team Purple commentators talk about is they do everything possible to tiptoe around the rise of YouTube streaming. They do everything they can to hold on to the old way of looking at things by making it look like YouTube is just a video site. And they talk about making YouTube videos as though they need to, specifically as though streaming has to be on Twitch and videos have to be on YouTube. And they're just continuing to go by these things, when the truth remains, if you're on YouTube these days, you can do both. And you can have a very good setup with all of them. As a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say that YouTube is the platform you should stream on when you don't know what works yet. And you should not even bother with trying to grow on Twitch. Because Twitch, as we know, has way too many people streaming versus people watching, as evidenced by the hours that come out in the quarterlies, of which Twitch has been totally the caboose on that train for the entire year. And what this all is, it's marketing. You can market to impressionable people anytime you want. You just got to find somebody that knows less about something than you do. It's an ugly thing. It's something that people do, but it's a way to sell stuff. And so I want to find the best and the brightest out there, as a lot of radio hosts call their audience and their fans. I want to find the best and the brightest, and I want to be their pocket nerd, so to speak, or something else along those lines. You know, I want to be the guy who tells them, stuff so they don't have to go looking for it on their own, but they can, of course, if they want to put in the effort, even if it's redundant and stuff. Now let's talk about this whole situation here. What we have here is kind of a proxy culture clash where Twitch culture is invading YouTube. And a lot of people say nice things about Twitch culture, but the latest thing the commentators are talking about is they're doing everything possible to downplay, deflect, and deadpan the rise of YouTube streaming. So they're sticking to the old way of doing things. Oh, make YouTube videos. Yeah, well, guess what? You can stream on YouTube. And if you want to be a Twitch streamer, YouTube is actually a better platform to stream on when you start with. Now, granted, Facebook is probably the most newbie-friendly streaming platform out there right now, but it's gaming specific. I don't know. There is Facebook Live for non-gaming events, but I don't know if Facebook Live has things like stars yet or something. I don't really do a lot on Facebook. Here's the thing when it comes to this whole thing. Twitch people, I say Twitch people, but everybody can use every platform. What matters is the attitude that you have towards YouTube. This attitude that's floating around out there about using YouTube as a means to an end needs to stop. And this thing where you are tying streaming specifically to Twitch or picking a platform as if you can't do stuff on all of them, if not all at once, by multi-streaming, then by having different things on different platforms. They all have their strengths and weaknesses right now. If you want to be a Twitch streamer, you are being very closed-minded and you're living in the past. Let me tell you about some of Twitch is pretty weak right now without a solution to DMCA. Twitch is the weakest of the players. With YouTube, and we did that comparison slide earlier, you have Content ID as an alternative to copyright strikes all the time. And you have more robust tools for editing after the fact. Matter of fact, there really is no reason to dump VODs on YouTube. Because your stream replays, you can go through and make something after the fact using the trim and the split features in there to get rid of all the dull moments. So anybody who does watch your after the fact version of the stream gets all the good stuff, even without having to make a highlights video. You can make a highlights video later. But the cloud editor on Twitch is pretty nice, but the cloud editor on YouTube takes some getting used to, but there's a lot more you can do with it. It's even more precise in the sense that it goes down to individual frames, whereas the Twitch highlight editor only goes down to the second. So if you really want to be a multi-format content creator on YouTube, it's very robust. But the single biggest reason why you want to stream on YouTube when you're just getting going and you're not even used to streaming yet is because there is no emphasis on concurrence. That is massive. During the overtime that's coming up when I'm just working on videos because I'm too tired to stream or don't have the time to stream, so I'll just spend several nights working on YouTube videos, like a take here, a take there, some editing there if I'm too tired. While I'm working on that, one of the things I have to talk about is concurrence. Concurrence as a measurement of anything are not something you should be going nuts about. But it is baked into Twitch culture because it's institutionalized in those concurrent goals for affiliate and partner. Here's the problem, once again. It is easier to get a YouTube view than it is to get a concurrent on a stream. And there are a lot more variables with your audience or the lack of an ability to have an audience in a live environment. Like when you're streaming. Me streaming in the middle of the night, whoop-de-doo. I should cater these things for the after-the-fact crowd because that's probably what all those people in my audience who are sleeping are going to be tuning in, those that still watch any of this stuff. And this is a very niche topic. It's more nerd stuff. It's not really related to some of the stuff people might have subbed for. I know that. But that's the thing. But another thing, too, because this is more long form as stream replays that can get converted into spin-off videos, I can end up with a situation where it's low views but high watch time. because people are listening to this like it's a radio show, and heck, I sound like a radio guy, and this kind of environment sort of is like, if you ever seen Howard Stern's show on TV, or other times radio folks adapt their radio show to some kind of television or video format. That's even watching like a webcam of a radio station. That's sort of what I was going here. If we took out the purple and just did blue neon, that's what my radio station in college was. Blue neon lights. I was in there with sunglasses looking all cool, like this, playing music Saturday nights 9 to midnight. So the whole situation with the way things are is that concurrents are bad if you focus on them. But that's where, you got the affiliate and partner goals on Twitch, and informally, you have references to 0 viewer Andes and stuff like that, and people judging each other's streams by the number of concurrents. That is all Twitch stuff. Because YouTube doesn't have a focus on concurrents, Facebook doesn't have a focus on concurrents. And one of the fundamental problems with focusing on concurrents is it barks you up the wrong tree. And it's not something you can control as easily. If you want a view on YouTube, one person just has to watch a significant amount of your video for YouTube systems to credit you with the view. If you want a concurrent, in order for one person to pull that off, they have to be watching you from when you go live to when you end the stream. So if you stream for 2 hours, they have to be watching you for 2 hours straight. Concurrent is not an absolute number, it's an average. It means an average of one person watching over the span of your stream. There can also be things like people coming and going. And I can tell you from experience that with YouTube and Twitch again, the Twitch concurrent counter is slower than YouTube's. YouTube's is bugged. It routinely drops to 0, even though if you look in your chat, it counts you as a concurrent with your dashboard open. But you always get credit at least once for having your stream going somewhere. So Twitch does that too, by the way. You get credit once. But you can't rig the system by having multiple browser windows open or anything. So you have this going on, but just concurrence in general, you have less control over. It's an average thing, and the number may fluctuate, and you don't know it. This is one of the reasons why it's not a good idea to just sit there saying, I'm just going to sit here until people show up, and then I'll start doing something. Because what happens is somebody shows up, the polling rate on the system is low. It doesn't update the number when they show up. They see you just sitting there doing nothing, being boring, and they leave. And you don't know that they were ever there, or you get false hope because the concurrent counter catches up right before they leave because they're not going to keep watching you. So either you may think that they're there when they're not, and I can't get any good people in my chat. All I get is lurkers. Why did I even get into this streaming thing? Yeah, but it's just one of the side effects of concurrents and what they are. So when we get into overtime season, I have to talk about that in some YouTube videos I want to make, because I want to have stuff that's a lot more evergreen than these streams. They're like radio shows per se. But some of what I say in these streams I think would be better served in shorter, more to the point, more organized videos than this hang out and talk about stuff sounding like a radio guy type thing that I do. Middle of the night and on weekends too. So let's take a look at my Twitch dashboard and let me show you the folly that is concurrence. Let me load up. Let me link to channel analytics. We're done with that Asmongold tweet from earlier, and I'm actually waiting for Twitch support to respond back to me because I'm actually looking for an example of what these people are talking about, where the Twitch affiliate program supposedly lets Twitch own your likeness and brand, which it's in the TOS actually, section 8A. It's just one of those things that keeps getting passed around, but people aren't checking to see if it's correct. You can read the affiliate agreement, go through that thing with a fine-tooth comb, and compare it to TOS. Not webcam. We want to, let's see, go to the browser. The browser broke because I closed it. Now we're going to link it up to Chrome from Avast Secure. Let's go to my Twitch dashboard. So here's what I was talking about over on Twitch with this whole concurrence thing and the affiliate thing. So here I was, 3 concurrent viewers, supposedly. But what it really was 2.97. Here is what I thought was going to happen. The election stream has dropped off. The average is back down to 2.9. This screen only has 1 decimal point. So being at 2.97 out of 3 concurrent viewers means that this screen said 3. We've documented it, but it was actually 2.97, which rounds to 3. So that's why I didn't get Twitch affiliate despite crossing the threshold. Now, here's the problem. Because Twitch is the lone platform that emphasizes concurrence and gets people all worked up when they shouldn't be, there is such thing as a bad stream, no matter how good it is. If people don't watch, it's bad. And there is such thing as you hurting yourself with bad streams. Whereas on YouTube, you can't do that. The most you can do is slow down your progression, because YouTube is way stronger on the evergreen side of all of this, with people watching your highlights and replays of your streams. You cannot hurt yourself going towards YouTube Partner by experimenting and doing more streaming. All you're going to do is slow everything down. You're still going to get watch time. You're still going to get watch hours. People might still subscribe to you if they like you. This is still going to happen. At least you'll get watch hours. And I can tell you that for the goals that are related to people clicking on a button, you'll get that just by consistently making content. People like you, they'll sub. You can ask them to sub too. It's a call to action. You can do that as well if people are being a little sluggish with it. But the big thing that matters is the watch time. Getting up to that 4,000 watch hours in the span of a year, which I think is too long. I think that should be cut down to a 3-month thing or something. Right now, YouTube is the worst out of the big 3 with a long slog to get partnered. So it's a situation where somebody wanting to monetize and get going on content creation as a streamer will probably go for Facebook first, because they have the lowest barriers to entry. And while they're doing that, they work on building up their YouTube and maybe trying Twitch when they know what's going to help them progress. So here we go. Twitch uniquely has a setup where things can hurt you and set you back. The most you can do on YouTube is slow yourself down. So here's an example. Everything above 3 is good. Everything below 3, no matter how good the topic was, no matter how on point I was, no matter how interesting I was, and no matter how many people tuned in, they didn't tune in enough to get it above 3, bad stream. And so, because affiliate is based on a 30-day average, these bars that are below 3 are boat anchoring the average. If you don't counter that, they will keep you from being affiliates if the stream lengths are similar in length. So one thing this graph does not show you is the length of the streams. So if I do what I learned this past month to do, and hard cut a stream when the concurrents drop below 3, if concurrents go above 3 and then they drop below 3, hard cut the stream because it's Twitch, then I'll be less affected by this. But so here we are, Monday, November 9th, 2 average viewers. So not much going on there. 2.5, 2 on the nose, and then 2.8. So all of these are bad streams. Now, the way to get affiliate is, see, the first good stream was Friday, November 20th. So around Christmas time, or the 15th of the month or so, or maybe the weekends or something, when I know people will tune in and watch, when I know the number can average above 3, stream a few more times so that when these bad streams drop off and are no longer part of the average, we only have this 2.8. So you see what this does to you as a Twitch streamer and why it's such a problem that Twitch focuses on concurrence? Because this time it's me with affiliate. If you're trying to get partnered, you need 75 average concurrence in a month. But this is one of the side effects and one of the unintended consequences, no doubt, of this system. Everything below your goal counts against you. So if you don't know for a fact that you're going to be above your goal, it doesn't help you. It hurts you. And what's more, because Twitch is so laser focused on live, it doesn't matter if you make something that is good to watch after the fact as a VOD on Twitch, or make a highlight out of it. It doesn't matter, because part of the goal is concurrence. The goal is based on live. You can have the most interesting content, but if people don't tune in for whatever reason, internet's not working right, everybody's busy, you have an unpopular time slot, new game came out, everybody's watching the big streamers, blah, 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 it's a bad stream. And so when you continue streaming with less than your concurrent goal, you are hurting yourself every second you're live. Now, doesn't that sound nice? if you just get into streaming and you want to do more streaming, and you have to contend with a system like this, this is why there are problems with people taking years to get Twitch affiliate or partner or whatever. This is why people have to grind away, because if you're not getting the concurrence, every second you are live is counting against you. You need to be above your goal for it to help. And that's the problem. Now, let's compare this to YouTube. You will not hurt yourself by giving yourself more watch hours. You will just slow down your progression to partner. But if you make stuff that's evergreen or streams that are worth watching after the fact, if you do something like that, then you will basically slowly but surely get those 4,000 watch hours in the span of a year, because the algorithms, if you make the right stuff that's not time sensitive, will pass around stuff long after the fact, sometimes years after the fact. So it is never about your initial run of views on YouTube. It is never about people watching at the premiere or people watching in the first week of the first month. It's about the long haul. You need to design your videos to be made for the long haul. If you undercut that by having things be too time sensitive, you screwed up the platform. You screwed up your, you screwed up your content, so to speak. You screwed up your strategy for the platform. Not on Twitch, though. It's 3 for affiliate, 75 for partner. If you're below it, you're hurting yourself. The more you stream without hitting that concurrent number, the more it boat anchors your average that you are ultimately judged by. So here's what you do. To get Twitch affiliate, you have to deliberately hold back your content and only stream the stuff you know will get viewers. And only, so you may have to experiment, but when you find something that works, you have to stream only that X amount of hours, couple times a month, and stop to get Twitch affiliate. If you do other stuff that is below that, if you do other stuff that's below your goal, you don't get it because you lower your average. Not a thing on YouTube, not a thing on Facebook, because there is no emphasis on concurrence. This is the ugly side effects of any emphasis on concurrent viewers whatsoever. And this is the exact stuff that powers zero viewer Andy, zero viewer this, and all of the behaviors that are the result of this kind of stuff. So when your friends say, yeah, I'll help you out, I'll have your stream going in a web browser, but I'm not going to watch it, I got to do other stuff. Yeah, so you have basically an audience of people not actually watching because they want to try and boost your concurrence. So wouldn't it be better if people tuned into your stream because they actually like what you do and want to watch you, not because they're pitying you and want to throw you a concurrent by running your stream in a web browser? I mean, where's the fun in that? And if you are, maybe you like being charitable if you're the person that's doing that, but if the system is crushing people like this, and if you have somebody that you know would not get the concurrence or whatnot, then, I mean, affiliate, I mean, three concurrents, you can get that with your dashboard, a copy of your stream running, and your phone's data plan. There, boom, 3 computers, 3 IP addresses. But, well, 2 technically, but you can get that, but you're still not going to have an audience. Nobody's going to sub to you. Nobody's going to dono. Nobody's going to do anything. And you have the 24-hour period and all the provisions of the affiliate agreement to deal with. So yeah, you can get it whenever you want, pretty much, technologically, but you need to have something that people are going to want to watch, or it's going to be for nothing. So, but what I'd like to just expose here is this whole problem with concurrence in the first place. So you become a Twitch affiliate. Now your goal is 75 to get partnered. And I'm telling you, starting with 3 concurrents as a brand new affiliate who just got the goal, what are you going to do? Totally stop streaming until you know you can bring 75 viewers with you every single day? That's where it becomes a grind. Well, at least affiliate, you can get your foot in the door, some monetization, but you have to remember the no multi-streaming thing and that you have agency. So you can have a night where you stream on Twitch, then a night where you stream on YouTube or something like that. But for somebody just starting out, getting to affiliate, the reason why people are taking like years to get affiliate in the worst cases is because they keep streaming on Twitch and they keep streaming below 3 viewers. They keep streaming when they don't get viewers. They don't stop when it's below 3. And so their average is constantly dogged by all these bad streams they have, because under this kind of system, a bad stream can exist. There is no redeeming value for a stream that fails to meet the concurrent goal. It doesn't help you after the fact. Twitch doesn't focus on that. They focus on concurrence. They focus on live. There is no salvation. Unless you want to like send them over to YouTube, make YouTube videos out of the footage. There is no salvation, but that's off platform. On platform with Twitch and growing on Twitch, there is no salvation, so to speak, for bad streams. They've done their damage, and they will continue doing damage to you for 30 days a pop until they drop off. This 2-viewer stream on Wednesday, November 18th does not come out of the average until December 19th. Now we see the problem here. You are being encouraged by the system when you're smart enough to figure it out to do less content. So where do you do all the other stuff that you don't know is going to get you viewers? YouTube. YouTube will start you as a PC streamer with verification, or go to Facebook, play some games on Facebook. But this is fundamentally the problem with concurrence. They have unintended consequences. This is one of those things that sounds good when you're first getting into live streaming. It sounds like it's common sense. Oh yeah, average concurrence, blah, blah, blah. It's a viewer number, just like views on YouTube. No, it is not. It is not mathematically, and it is not with what it is, and it is not with the effect that it has on you as a creator, and it is definitely not when you're talking about 0-viewer Andes and stuff. Because I can tell you, over on YouTube, I've seen some pretty big differences between subscribers and concurrence because of the limitations of live streaming. Concurrents are inherently limited. They are inherently something that goes along with the limitations of live streaming itself. Now let's take a look at this here. Online media's proxy culture showdown. The culture of Twitch coming over to YouTube. Somebody looking at YouTube through the lens of Twitch. What does that look like? It looks like somebody who uses YouTube and tells you to use YouTube as a means to an end. The truth of the matter is that as a creator, and we'll just do this back here. I don't know if I'll need very many graphics for the rest of the discussion. Hey, is this thing auto-focusing even though I told it not to? All right, that's fixed. Again, fixing stuff half the time tonight. We're going to have to go back and we're going to go through and we're going to put a split in the editor to edit out that time the stream lagged out, because you can do that on YouTube. So there's a lot of people out there, Twitch commentators in particular, who are going to tell you the wrong thing. They're going to tell you to make YouTube videos as though YouTube is just a video platform. So I want to offer an alternative to this bad advice and this misinformation that's floating around all these commentators' channels. So as a content creator, if you want to get into content creation, period, make videos first, because that gets you used to making things and working with a video editor, working with cameras, working with computers, whatever. But the big thing is, if you're very, very new to content creation in general, you can practice on videos, because with live, you have a lot more vulnerability to things like security issues, invasions of your privacy, things along those lines. You have to know how to handle people before you can go live. If you can't handle people, don't stream anywhere on any platform ever, because somebody's going to take advantage of that. And you're going to out yourself with some personal information, and now you're going to be in all kinds of trouble because of the weaknesses of the live format. Same thing, too, if you show up with like family and friends and stuff, make sure your friends are not going to get too in the moment and potentially dox you with personal information. People that know you in real life, like one comedian said, they just have too much dirt on you. So that's the thing. I mean, you can start on Facebook with your Facebook friends list, but proceed with caution. I know Facebook Level Up has the lowest barriers to entry versus YouTube and Twitch, but it has its downsides. As Facebook has its downsides as well. So when it comes to YouTube, you want to start making videos first. That gets you used to content creation in general, and then when that gets boring, then you can look at going live and being prepared for the jump in difficulty from videos to live, because now you got to watch out for other stuff, including people in the chat that might trick you into giving away personal information or something like that. And they're like, haha, this guy's a sucker, this guy's a rookie, blah, 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 blah. So, and then when you start streaming, You know how the Twitch people tell you, make YouTube videos and bring the audience to Twitch? Stream on YouTube. Get your feet wet where there is no concurrent goal whatsoever. Your streams will contribute watch time to your watch time goal for partner, and the most you'll do with crappy content is slow yourself down. You won't set yourself back 30 days to a pop like you will with bad streams on Twitch, because there is no such thing as a bad YouTube video. You can do bad things and drive people away so they don't sub and watch, but in terms of the content itself and your progression towards goals, the most you can do in a system like this is slow yourself down. You cannot set yourself back. So there's no such thing as a bad stream on YouTube, because there's no concurrent thing. It's about watch time and subs. And subs is getting people to click a button, and you can make videos contribute to the sub side of it and the watch time side of it. So you don't have to barrel away, grinding away as a streamer on YouTube in order to get partnered. So that's the key difference here. And because there is no emphasis on concurrence, it is a load off your back, so to speak, as a content creator. So if you don't know whether or not something works stream-wise, stream it on YouTube. When you find something that works, and probably by the time you're getting concurrents tuning in and watching you, you can say, hey, we're going to take this stuff over to Twitch. Twitch.tv/whatever. Or you go over to Twitch with a good idea that works on YouTube, and people are people, no matter where you go. You start seeing concurrence. You find out, you do some more fine-tuning on Twitch until you get to the point where you are above 3 concurrents the majority of the time to get affiliate. And that and only that is what you stream on Twitch. Literally anything else you stream on YouTube. Does that mean you send less content to Twitch? Yes, but this is a side effect of Twitch's systems. Twitch's systems cost them content. Twitch's systems nerf the amount of content on the platform. And it's not your fault as a creator that this is the business decision that Twitch has decided to do. It is their prerogative to change this if they want to get back in line with their 2 major sources of competition. So, huge difference once you take concurrence out of the picture. And you think about it, these people that tell you, isn't it an oxymoron, or isn't it ironic? You're getting into streaming, you love it. You want to do more of it. You want to get good at it. Practice makes perfect. You want to practice and get better. You want to get some equipment, make yourself look better, get a better presentation, get some overlays, get some alerts, make something good, get better at it. Now, how are you going to do that if you're not getting in the practice because commentators are telling you to stop streaming and make YouTube videos? How are you going to do that? See what I mean? And you know what I'm concerned about the most out of all of this? I'm concerned about people who view Twitch and streaming as inseparable. These are people who may get turned away from streaming and content creation entirely because of a bad experience on Twitch. Little do they know that there's a lot of things on Twitch that are Twitch specific. The culture, the emphasis on concurrence, the emphasis on exclusivity. And those Twitch-specific things may be what they're upset about, or the effects of those things, like the emphasis on concurrence, not being able to get affiliate after streaming for a year, because you're streaming when it's not good for your channel because you don't have enough concurrence to make your goal. And you don't cut your stream. Yeah, it's stupid, but it's what Twitch has decided to roll with. But there are so many people out there that haven't figured this out, and they're just grinding away. One day, I'll get it. And then it gets even worse when you're an affiliate trying to get partner. Now you're going from 3 concurrents up to 75 concurrents. What this is stuff that drives you nuts when it comes to the meta of it all, as opposed to you getting to enjoy your new hobby. You getting to enjoy this thing you want to grow at. And that is a common thread that I see from the videos that YouTube's algorithms have been sending me about people deciding to leave Twitch. They decide to leave Twitch because they got to affiliate, but then they couldn't find a way to grow to hit that partner goal of 75, and they got sick of all the effort they were putting into Twitch streaming, and it wasn't getting them anywhere. No matter how much effort they put in, nada. And that is where agency as a creator needs to come in. You need to think about where you are. Now, you have a platform like Facebook that wants to grow and has low barriers to entry, but also a low ceiling, so to speak. You could theoretically get monetized first over there if you want to monetize the hobby and then reinvest what you're making off of the hobby into making a better stream. YouTube right now is the hardest to get partnered at because of the year-long thing. If they shortened that, they'd help that out a bit. But even if they just made the goals higher, but put it in a 3-month period or something. But the fun part with YouTube is that YouTube is so strong on evergreen stuff that you can just keep making content until you get it. Or stream on Facebook, get monetized first, get donos and stars and things like that over on Facebook, which funds you building up what you are on Facebook and YouTube until you get partnered on YouTube. There's lots of ways to approach these things, none of which involve tying yourself to a brand like Twitch. I'm a Twitch streamer. I'm a YouTube streamer. I don't know. I don't think we should refer to anybody as any kind of anything but streamers. The only reason I'm calling out Twitch streamers specifically is because of Twitch culture. Twitch culture puts a different lens on things like streaming on YouTube. And that's what you're going to see. This is something I actually need to do less talking and more listening because I'm not doing enough watching videos right now. But I want to watch some of these YouTube side of things commentators like Nick Nimmin and some other folks that are talking about this multimedia meta stuff from a YouTube perspective. And they are not biased by Twitch to see what the difference is. Because I ran into the Twitch people first because, well, Twitch is a platform that's not doing as well as YouTube. They're not as big, they're not as established, and they had their ass handed to them on the tech scene with this DMCA stuff. But so many people are going through what's called cognitive dissonance, where there's a difference between something you believe internally and what you're experiencing on a day-to-day basis. It gives you this weird, ugly, awkward feeling. And I think there's Twitch people out there that are just having to come to grips with these problems with the platform. And that Twitch culture and custom emotes and things like that just don't replace having a platform that isn't throwing you to the wolves because someone else made an automated system for DMCA strikes because Twitch doesn't have an answer to that. Here I am going with DMCA again, but it is that much of a showstopper. Gotta clean this thing a little more. Which I cleaned it before the show, too, but maybe that's why. Yeah. So, that's what I'm talking about with this culture clash. I talk about Team Red, Team Purple. I joke about Team Red Ascendant, as I want to see YouTube become more of a force to be reckoned with streaming and make Twitch have to be more competitive. Because when a platform gets complacent, they start treating their people even more like crap. And yeah, you don't want that. Competition is good. It's what keeps things interesting. Rivalries are good. They make you want to be better at what it is that you do, so you can win. I want to see YouTube do better, which probably begins with fixing Live Control Room and the things that are currently broken in it tonight. Somebody is working on something, but, you know, it's not like I can't stream at all. But that lag thing earlier, I gotta go edit that out now. Thanks, YouTube. Of course, there is a handy-dandy split feature to do precisely that when you're converting your stream replay to a spin-off video. Right. They have a stream marker tool, too, so I could have put in a stream marker when I lagged out so I could find it more easily. So, a little less than an hour today, but I hope this discussion is handy for some people. It's very off the cuff, and I do intend on taking some of these points and making videos specifically about them in the multimedia meta commentary style of a lot of these commentators that I've seen that are talking about content creation. Somebody has to hard counter this stuff. I don't know if there's somebody with the charisma of the Twitch folks talking about things from a YouTube perspective, but somebody needs to hard counter all of this advice and misinformation out there that's making people miserable. So, streamer, Twitch is not the only place to stream, and you cannot take Twitch too seriously, because when you do, you get upset about all kinds of stuff that you don't need to get upset about. Whether it's the drama or any of the other stuff that goes on over there, or DMCA or anything. Remember, it's a big world out there, especially if you're a Twitch affiliate. Your contract still lets you do stuff on other platforms, just not at the same time as on Twitch. It's right there in the affiliate agreement. So, I do want to take this to videos as we head into overtime season, and I will make sure to do that because there needs to be more videos. I recently, over on my channel page, split out MultimediaJay TV from the Wacky World of MultimediaJay. Saw that I haven't done one of those kinds of videos in nearly 2 months. We got to fix that. And quite frankly, that's the direction YouTube's going in. Don't grind yourself away streaming. Do a mix of both, because streams and videos have their pluses and minuses. Play the formats to their strengths. Play the platforms to their strengths. And play everything to its strengths as a content creator, so you don't get fishbowled by any one of the players in the market. Somebody has to take a stand. I might as well do that. Indigestion. Social media is youtube.com/MultimediaJay, twitter.com/MultimediaJay, twitch.tv/MultimediaJay, and multimediajay.wordpress.com. If there's any one thing that you would want to remember after this discussion, it is this. Do not view YouTube or content creation or streaming through the lens of Twitch. That is marketing, and you need to think for yourself. Don't just take what the marketers tell you, and don't get caught up in something just because a lot of other people do it. Think about what it is that you're doing and what you want to do and how you're going to get there. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.